And she does it again, ladies and gentlemen. The classy, the intelligent, the future of tennis, Coco Gauff, standing up for the people once again, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen her as young as 15 years old protesting. That's right, using her platform to spread awareness and help the people. And here she comes again, ladies and gentlemen, telling the people of Florida, the residents, to get up, get out, and vote. That's right. In particular, Governor DeSantis. We all know about him just putting up a fight to remove African American studies from schools, citing that it's not education. This just enraged. I was just furious, right? And I did a video on this, I think last year sometime. And of course, I had people in the comments talking about, it needs to be removed from the schools. Listen, guys, this is ludicrous. This guy has passed some ridiculous laws since he's been governor, and I just get the feeling he's on a power trip. He wants to make headlines. And look, I don't I don't know, like, if you have a heart, if you want to truly help people, if you are for the people, and I say it all the time, we work for people, we work for the people. Without the people, we have nothing. If you truly care about people, then you need to do something. You need to help. And I think we are put on this planet to help other people. Okay? Everyone needs someone. Every way along, and I was telling someone this other day that's struggling, and I'm trying to help them out. And I'm telling them, look, no matter what phase you excuse me, no matter what phase you are on your journey, the creator will send someone to help you. And quite naturally so. I mean, there's people along your journey that are meant to not help you. And this is where Coco Gauff is so amazing because she's using her platform to change the world. And her father said it best: you can change the world with your racket. Now, Governor DeSantis put up a fight to remove African American studies from schools, just stating it's not education. But listen, guys, we have other AP courses such as Jewish studies, Irish studies, Catholic studies, Western civilization. Now, DeSantis backs social studies, which we all know. Anyone that has had an education in the United States, social studies is very biased. Columbus did not discover America. There were Africans here already before he got here. It's crazy the stuff that is taught in these schools. While this course, African American Studies, it focuses on a broad spectrum of topics, anything from African American music, uh, early diet, you know, different things that aren't necessarily taught in these schools. The American education doesn't focus on African Americans. It really doesn't. And I mean, it's sad that a governor like this would really make headlines for something that is so, it's just not fair, right? Now, if you're not familiar with Governor DeSantis, he's also passed some other crazy laws. After 6 weeks, it's illegal to get an abortion. That's a controversial topic, not just in Florida, right? It's literally in every state. That's something they bring up every election year. I think that's up to the parents. The parents should be able to make a decision on what they want to do. My personal opinion, I think, look, as long as it's not something that's, forced or unwanted, then I think all babies should be born, right? All babies should be born. But if it's something where it's a rape, it's something that's unwanted, against their will, then yeah, there should be laws. And you cap that at 6 weeks. That's a problem, guys. Sometimes these things cost money. So I think case by case, situation by situation, we have to gauge these things. And when you go passing laws like this, it can be brutal to the people that really need help. And another ridiculous law he passed, this diversity law, where colleges and organizations can't use state and federal funds for diversity. Come on, guys. Let's not act like everything is fair in this country. There's still a lot of things that aren't fair. especially economically. We have different things like redlining that have plagued communities for years, Jim Crow laws, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of laws, simple laws like, look, you can't walk down this street. You can't do this. You can't walk down, this side of the sidewalk. Simple laws. I'm not going to get into all these Jim Crow laws. They're crazy, right? But the reality here is there were laws and systems put in place to keep people back. Redlining, one of the biggest ones, the economic disparities, all of the things here, the different, you know, unfair sentencing laws. There's been a lot of things that have been put on the books to keep people back. And these policies that were created, like affirmative action, they help people in areas where there's no economics. If there's no economics in your neighborhood or your area, it's going to be tough to really be a productive citizen. So there's a lot of things in place that kind of they're put there to keep people back. They're obstacles. And to take away these laws that have been set up to help people that need help, I think it's crazy. Just imagine, you know, these different schools, they have these different type of admission policies that help diversify the students in those universities. And it's like, with so much going on, it's like so many HBCUs, they're struggling and they need funds to keep things alive and keep these historic schools and colleges open so they can teach history. But it's a two-way street. You take a look at the enrollment at a lot of these HBCUs, and a lot of non-blacks attend these schools. So these laws that help diversify the students at these organizations and universities, it's not just one way. It's a two-way street. So if you think this law that he passed is only affecting one people or one race, it's affecting a lot of people. And I think it's sad because affirmative action is something it's necessary. I've been in business for many years and I can tell you that things aren't fair. You look at payroll for some of these companies and you have people that are less qualified, different from different ethnic backgrounds, and they're making more than people that are more qualified, that are having more responsibility. Things aren't fair, and I can tell you, I've been in business for a while. I can tell you economically, things are really not fair. And for someone like Coco Gauff, who has worked so hard to become the richest female athlete in the world, I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing that she's using her platform to speak up for people that don't have a voice. Now, her key message here is, I've gone off topic. She's said none of these things that I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. All she is saying is go out and vote. Go out and vote and help change things, because she's not happy with how politics are being run in Florida. I'm not either. Okay. And I go to Florida a lot. It's a great place to vacation, but things are crazy in Florida. I mean, homeowners insurance right now has literally gone up. Like, what, I don't know, like last time I checked, $3,500 on average. It's crazy. You know, Everything in Florida is increasing. Inflation is increasing nationwide. And listen, I don't care if you vote red, blue, yellow, black, purple, brown. Make sure you vote for someone that's going to help make a difference, because look, and inflation's out of control, guys. Interest rates are out of control, and we're headed to the point where we're not only headed towards economic collapse of the dollar, we're headed towards a universal worldwide collapse of currency, and something's going to change. And the reality here is every day the dollar is getting weaker, and these other currencies as well. Take a look at Shohei Ohtani, who signed that huge deal, that huge contract where he defers, like, I don't know, something like 500 million of his earnings, something like that, some crazy number. Is that a good deal? Yes or no? That's a horrible deal, right? 10 years from now, you think the dollar's going to be stronger or weaker? It's going to be weaker. It continues to get weaker. And it's not just this administration. I think this administration is horrible. The last one wasn't great either. Every time you print money, it's either way, it's hurting the dollar, you know. So you sign a 10-year deferred contract, your dollars are going to be worth less. And if you need help with that, a dollar 10 years ago, what was that, 2014? Is it worth more? No, the dollar's declining, But if you had a dollar 10 years ago, is it better to have a dollar today than 10 years from now? It's better to have a dollar today because you can invest it. But if you're deferring your money 10 years from now, it's not good. And of course, I bet that deal had to be done that way. It had to be structured that way because of some type of salary cap and they couldn't take the hits. So they had to push it out or something like that. It seems creative, but it's not a good deal. Right? It's not a good deal because he's going to lose money. The value of the dollar's declining. It's as simple as that. And this is why voting is important. But I'd say do not ignore the local politics. That impacts you the most. And these neighborhoods that are struggling, these urban neighborhoods, they've been run by the same type of politicians for years and decades, and they don't do anything. They haven't done anything. And it's time we need new leadership. There's 400 million people in this country, something like that, about around there. There's no way we should have two parties. So a lot of people say the system's broken, but no, the system is designed to do exactly what it's need to do. You take the most educated people in this country and you get on the podium and you argue about things that make no sense and you act like you can't get along to get things done and help people. That is designed how it's meant to be. So I don't care if you're voting for A or B, just know they're all the same. We need a new party. And you need to get involved in your local politics to start getting the right people in there that look like you and that come from your community and that understand what goes on and that really want to help. That's what it's all about. And that's what Coco Gauff is saying here and sees the future of tennis, ladies and gentlemen. What an amazing classy woman. And I agree. I think DeSantis is out of control. You want to remove African American studies, but all these other ethnic backgrounds have their studies. That's discriminatory. Like, cut it out. What do you have against African American studies? It's just there's so much rich history that's not taught in these schools. A lot of people think, African Americans came here as slaves. Like, no, the early African Americans. First of all, Africans were here already, but a lot of the early Africans that came here, they were scientists, they were farmers, they were architects, they were healers. Okay, they had the knowledge that no one had. So there's a lot of history that's not taught, and it's the way that this country's been run for so long to help keep power in the hands that it's been, and it's not right. And a lot of people that feed into the stuff, they don't know any better, but they really need courses like African American studies and really truly African studies to teach people, like, look, a lot of people don't know a lot of the inventions, especially the early inventions, they were done by Africans, by blacks in this country. If you really truly dive into Black History Month, which the shortest month, a lot of time it gets ignored, you'll see, wow, really, Africans invented all these things. You take a look in your house, in your room, you probably name 10, 20 things that were invented by an African, but it's not taught, and that's why things are going to continue to be messed up on a large scale, because people don't realize this. When you start teaching true history, things like racism will never exist, because there's no place for it. And I want to thank you guys for listening. I want to thank you guys for the love and support. Continue to like the videos. Do me a favor. Go back and like all 6,000 of my videos. Why don't you do that? Okay. Show some love. Hit the super thanks. But again, there's no place for racism in today's society. And slowly but surely, look, things are getting better. It's not going to happen overnight. But the law, the ways of the universe, it's about balance. Okay, and things are finally coming into balance. We are in the information age, the digital age, the Aquarius age. The truth is coming out. People are becoming smarter and they're realizing, look, we've been lied to for a long time. And it's bringing people together. We're seeing a lot of people from all walks of life start families, join having business ventures, just doing things to impact the community and do better. So although sometimes you might turn on the news and all you see is negative stuff, things are getting better and the revolution will never be televised. So just remember that, guys. Things are getting better. Keep moving forward. And with players like Coco Gauff here to make the world a better place. And she said in the past, look, it's not about tennis. Tennis is tennis, but you got to understand that life, there's more to life than tennis. And Coco just continues to amaze me. Her parents are amazing. They raised a classy, intelligent woman that fights for the people. How can you not like Coco Gauff? How can you not like Coco Gauff? She is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. She says, go, get up and vote and let's change these politics and let's make things happen. Coco, bring home that gold in France. Bring it home. Tennis in a minute. I'm your host, Get Energy. This is not a political channel, but this needed to be said as Coco Gauff says, go vote. We'll be right back, guys.